So I recently fucked up. I know, right? Unlikely. But here's the thing. So I have this friend, right? And I love her to death. She's incredible. She's awesome. And the other day we went out for dinner. We're drinking wine, having a great time. And eventually I said, hey, listen, we should go on a trip together. There's this one thing on her bucket list in London. And I'm like, we should go do that. She goes like, yeah, that's a great idea. So far, so good, right? Listen to this. I'm broke as shit. I can't go to the local museum, let alone a trip to London, right? So today, let's talk a little bit about boundaries, what they are, how we can learn to use them, and why you're so bad at them. About 3 days later, she texts me and she goes, listen, I found some great deals for the thing that you suggested in London. Here are the prices, here are the dates, here's what I found. And I saw that text and I panicked because my boundaries failed me. I'm still working on them. But I saw that message and I panicked and I did not reply. Why? Because I didn't know how to say, yeah, I'm sorry, I was in the moment and I said, let's do something that I really can't afford right now. So what did I do instead? I left her on red. This dear friend of mine, this friend that I love very much, I just left her on red. And thankfully, she's got ADHD too, so she understands. She can hold that space for me. But it's not a responsibility I should be dumping on her, to handle my own boundaries for me. Weeks later, I see a meme on Twitter or something. I sent it to her. She took that opportunity to confront me. Not angrily, respectfully, nicely. And she was like, hey, why didn't you reply? Why didn't you reply to my messages? And I said, because I didn't know how to tell you that I really want to do this trip with you, but I am currently very broke and I cannot commit to this sort of plans. But instead of saying that out loud to you, I decided to disappear because of who I am as a person. And then I apologized. I said, I'm sorry. I apologized because she's my friend. And I left her on red. And it was weeks since we spoke again. And it was weeks that I missed my friend. And it was weeks that I wasted, that I prevented myself from texting my friend because I didn't know how to set a boundary. A boundary, by the way, that she completely understands. This is not on her. She's never said a bad word to me. She's never yelled at me. She's never not understood where I'm coming from. It's entirely me. My brain trying to sabotage me from having friends. Here's how that works. So what is a boundary? A boundary is a limit that you have for yourself, something that you like to do, something you don't like to do, things that are off limits for you. Everyone has boundaries, everyone has limits, but not everyone has healthy boundaries. Now, the problem with that is that you end up with a set of hidden rules for your life. Since you're unable to set them, you can't bring yourself to say them out loud. That's the problem I've always had. For example, so in most cases, what this is going to do is it's going to cause you to have an emotional reaction. You have all these rules you can't verbalize, so they end up exploding in a different way. That's what we want to avoid. Those explosions are hard to control. So when people break those secret rules, you get mad. You feel it's personal. You internalize these things. You don't say them out loud. Therefore, they fester inside of you. Now, I see these cases in a lot of people. You have a friend that wants to do something fun, right? They want to go to a specific restaurant or watch a specific movie, right? But instead of saying that, they'll go like, oh no, I'm okay with whatever. And they go along with the plan. They never said what they really wanted to do, and instead, unwittingly, made the group participate in a sinister sort of guess what I'm thinking game. And when the group chooses a different thing, they feel ignored. We feel ignored. We feel like nobody cares, like nobody really knows us. That's what a lack of boundaries will whisper to your ear. And the lesson here is that, and this is something another friend of mine taught me, you have to treat your life as a fact. Friends will understand. People who respect you will understand that no is a complete sentence. Treat your life as a fact. You don't always have to look for excuses for things you don't want to do. That concept is part of the problem because it will lead you to reflexively find a little white lie, something that you consider acceptable by society's standards, and therefore no one can yell at you for it. And a side effect of that is that you're taking away the chance for people to show you who they really are, to accept you, to reject you, to be truthful to you. You're taking that away because you're manipulating the situation by creating a fantasy scenario where you're in control of how everyone else reacts. That is not an honest life. You'll just end up not trusting any situation you can't fully control. Don't ask me how I know this. So what we have to do is treat our own desires as facts. Now, here are some facts for you. I don't want to go because I'm tired. Nobody needs to know why, by the way. I can't make it because I'm saving money. I'm busy that day, but I would love to see you on this other day. Can you make it? I'm not looking for a relationship right now. I just want to vibe with people. Or I'm actually looking for a stable relationship. And you sound great, but we are on different pages and I don't want to change what I want. I don't want to change what I want. Here are some more facts about your life. I feel overwhelmed in crowds, so therefore I don't want to go. I don't feel like I know you enough to give you my phone number just yet. It's self-care day today, and I'm not leaving the house. But if you want to come over, I'll make some coffee and put on a movie and we can hang. And finally, no. No is a full sentence. If I had treated my life as a fact in that conversation with my friend, I wouldn't have had wasted 2 weeks of my life without her. I would have been like, yeah, I can't afford it right now. I know I proposed it, but on second thought, I just don't have the money. Facts. Facts will set you free. It will keep people from guessing what you want to do. And that, in turn, will get you closer to those people because for the first time in a long time, you're letting them treat you honestly. Quick side note here, healthy boundaries will sometimes cause you to lose people. That's a feature, not a bug, because you don't want anyone in your life who can't respect your boundaries. You really don't. So here's the exercise for this video, and this is probably the hardest thing that I've ever asked of you on this channel. What I want you to do is, I want you to do one of two things. Number one, I want you to say no to a plan, a future plan that's coming. It's coming. Future plan that comes along that you don't want to do. I want you to practice saying no to that. I want you to figure out how to say no when that plan comes. Prepare. But don't lie. Treat your life as a fact. I don't want you making up excuses. I want you to look deep inside you and figure out why you don't want to go and then verbalize that. I don't want to do this because I'm tired. I can't do this because I don't have the energy to deal with crowds. I can't do this because I'm trying to save money. No. Don't lie. Your life is a fact. The things you want to do are facts. Treat them as absolute truths. That's one. Number two, there's a text in your phone right now that you haven't replied to. There's somebody in there that you left unread, somebody you actually want in your life, but you didn't know how to say no to something they wanted to do. So what I want you to do is I want you to open that text. I want you to text that person. And be aware, this is a very vulnerable moment because they might not understand, and that's fine. We grow from the pain. We move on. But I want you to tell them, listen, I'm sorry I didn't text you. But here's what I failed to say last time. This is what I actually want or don't want to do. I am sorry. It's probably one of the hardest things you'll do this week, but you'll be relieved that you did. And also, it's not as bad as you think it's going to be. You're going to be okay. A lack of boundaries will mess with our emotions. So if you want to hear a bit more on how to deal with those emotions, please watch this next video where I dive into the subject of emotional dysregulation. Your views really help me understand that this is connecting with people, and that's all I'm looking for. Thanks for watching.